If you sold your crypto this past weekend because of those scary war headlines, you just fell for the biggest market deception of the entire year. And worse, you're about to miss the single best entry point for the next major leg up.
While every major outlet was screaming about fear, predicting a catastrophic crash, a Black Monday for the history books, the smart money, well, they were quietly tuning out the noise, because they were reading a completely different set of signals. And here's the twist. While the rest of the world was bracing for impact, the institutional indicators that we follow, they were flashing bright green. They weren't signaling a crash. No, they were signaling a massive, and I mean violent, reversal to the upside. What you're looking at right here, that is the V-shaped recovery that all the panic sellers completely missed. I mean, look at it. Pre-market futures barely even blinked, and the S&P 500 closed the day strong in the green. In this briefing, I'm going to break down the 3 key data points that saw this coming and reveal the $7 trillion catalyst that's about to ignite what I'm calling a stealth bull run. But before we get into that data, let me be perfectly clear. If you are watching Crypto Global News and you're not subscribed, you are missing the critical alerts that protect your portfolio. It's that simple. Hit that subscribe button right now to make sure you stay on the correct timeline with us. Okay, let's get into the evidence. I'm talking about the on-chain data and the market structure that proves without a doubt that all of that fear was completely manufactured. So just a few days ago, this is where we were. The market was absolutely gripped by what I would call generational fear. The crypto fear and greed index just plummeted down to 10. Now, for the average person, this is pure panic. But for disciplined investors, this is a giant flashing neon sign that says maximum financial opportunity is right here. And look at this. This perfectly illustrates the insane speed of the reversal. In just a couple of days, we've already doubled to 20. You know, this isn't the sign of a weak, dying market. It's the exact opposite. It's a sign of incredible underlying strength, of a market that can absorb a massive panic attack and just keep pushing higher. And the charts? They confirm everything the sentiment is telling us. While everyone was dumping their bags, Bitcoin did the unthinkable. It defied every bearish prediction, holding that critical support line at $65,600, and it built a beautiful, clear, higher-low, higher-high structure. And at the same time, XRP held its major support at $1.34 and is now coiling up for what looks like a massive breakout. The bullish foundation was being built right there, in plain sight. Listen, if you want to see these chart updates the moment I see them, not hours or days later when it's too late, you absolutely need to be in my private Telegram group. Scan the QR code on your screen or just use the link in the description and join us right now. Okay, so let's get to the real meat of it, the real reason the market held up so strong, and how this all feeds into this stealth bull run idea. This is the massive macro catalyst that almost nobody is talking about yet. You have to understand this one concept: money market funds. The easiest way to think about it is like a giant reservoir of cash, of dry powder, just sitting on the sidelines. It's all in these super low risk accounts, just waiting for the right signal to come pouring back into the market. So how does that reservoir get unlocked? It's a 3-step chain reaction. It's like dominoes. First, oil stabilizes as all the war talk fades away, which, by the way, we're seeing happen right now. That stability then calms down the bond market, which makes yields drop and the dollar weaken. And that is the final trigger. A weak dollar forces investors to run from cash and hunt for better returns, kicking off this huge capital rotation straight into risk assets, like crypto. And let's be crystal clear about the kind of firepower we are talking about here. $7 trillion. That is how much money is sitting in those funds right now, ready to flood into stocks and, way more importantly for us, into crypto. That is the fuel for this stealth bull run. So all of this brings us to the most important part of this whole thing: your action plan. What should you actually be watching for right now to make sure you're positioned correctly for what's coming? All right, I want you to forget all the noise, all the headlines. These are the only 2 numbers that matter in the short term. For Bitcoin, it's $70,600. A daily close above that level is the key that unlocks the next leg up. It confirms the uptrend is back. For XRP, that bullish setup we talked about is only invalidated if, and I mean only if, we see a daily close below $1.34.
Now, I've told you what I think. I want to know your take. Based on this data, what are your price targets for Bitcoin and XRP for this next quarter? Head on over to the community tab right after this briefing, find our latest post, and drop your predictions. I promise you, I read every single comment. And hey, a quick but really important note for all of our viewers in the US. As you're getting your strategy ready for this potential run, please remember, with great gains comes some pretty serious tax liabilities. Make sure your tax plan is just as solid as your trading plan. Seriously, consider talking to a crypto-savvy pro. But let's be real for a second. Even with a $7 trillion catalyst just waiting in the wings, there is a new global threat that's starting to emerge on the horizon, and it has the potential to stop this entire bull run dead in its tracks before it even really gets started. In my very next briefing, I'm going to break down exactly what that threat is and give you the step-by-step action plan to protect yourself and your portfolio. And if you want to see what else I'm watching right this very second, you need to click the video on your screen right now.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.